So Donald Trump has officially left Korea.
What's going on today?
Well, APEC is still happening without Trump.
Without Trump, and then everybody has a happy party now.
Yeah, basically. So it's interesting when I'll show you guys a little bit of APEC. There was actually this big summit, and the first thing that you age is like, why didn't Trump come to this thing?
Yeah, because every leader is there, but he just left the Bassett.
Yeah, which is weird. And Scott Bessent's like, what do I do? Does anyone talk to me? What's going on? And yeah, it is actually still going because I think some people thought when Trump, because there was like a small dinner party, it was like, is that APEC? And it's like, no, actually it wasn't. That was just sort of the pre. And then now that she's here, everyone's ready to do, real business, which is kind of funny.
It's like, to me, it seems like one like boy kid, small kid, left, that everybody's really happy. Oh, let's gather together, seems like that.
And the way you think about it too is you guys, if you ever had a party and sometimes one person comes to the party and just kind of just ruins the mood for everyone, right?
It is silent.
Yeah. And so when President Lee of Korea gave the opening speech, he actually said specifically he wants people to just speak candidly and free. That was kind of like what people are doing. And when you see the footage of, it's really different.
Yeah, he's talking to people and he's kind of popular, so everyone wants to talk to him, right?
And he's smiling, and he did talk to people. And I noticed too when he met President Lee of Korea, they looked right in the eye and they actually do talk to each other because it's really different. I mean, do you remember how Trump behaved when he met Xi for the first time?
They, met and the Trump was bragging about, we do both have a really good relationship, but she's like just not even looking at the eyes, just look at the camera and he's not answer.
Yeah, I think everybody saw that. And the weirdest thing, true story, like that all the Fox News and the Trump fans, they tried to make it positive. But this is where when you're completely in, we call it delusion, like dreamland, just off in alternate reality, you make yourself look really stupid, So just tell how it is. Literally, I'm showing you, and you can see she is really, really different than when you met Trump. It's obvious.
If you're talking, we have a good relationship, doesn't mean you actually have a relationship.
Yeah. And the weirdest crap, when I saw Trump do that, he tweets that stuff all the time. And it's funny because his tweets are always really embarrassing. And then to see actually someone say the same things they tweet, you're like, oh my God. He really tweets it out 3 a.m. and he really says it out loud. It's like, oh, it's so bad. So let me tell you what President Lee said to open up the APEC summit. He said, it was actually really interesting. He says, we are all standing at a crucial inflection point amid a seismic shift in the global order. And he titled this whole thing, Towards a More Connected, Resilient Region and Beyond. Basically, the language is more connected, right? They want to have more trade. And normally, APEC isn't necessarily such a big deal, but why is it different this time?
But now it's, Trump made a mess.
Yeah.
And now it's a kind of not first time, after that, time to talk, chance to talk to all leaders in the world.
Yeah, it's really different. And it was funny because if you watch a bit of Korean news, they keep saying that Trump just wants to go alone, goes unilateral all by himself, right? And it was interesting because Trump did that his first time around. It was wants USA to be all by itself. And then Biden comes in, and what's Biden doing?
Biden actually, attend and hold the meeting, main meeting.
Well, he would want everyone together, basically, right? And
he took a picture with all leaders together.
Right, he'd want to get, USA included and stuff. So it's interesting how Trump pulls USA away, and then Biden wants to, put everyone in, and then now Trump's back, and then USA starts going alone again, and people are like, what's the USA doing? Because it's kind of weird,
so usually, USA used to be a leader of the world.
Right.
So if you're a leader, just be there.
Just lead, right?
Yeah, just lead.
So the other thing that's interesting, and this is a big part of the APEC thing, is both Xi said it and President Lee said it. Korea is sort of creating a new system. And then let me read the quote. You'll hear it for yourself. It says, the free trade order is undergoing a major shift. So we're, new direction. And this is basically counter to Trump. They don't mention Trump's name, but this is what we're talking about. He also says, The uncertainty of the global economy is heightening, right? So Trump creates a lot of uncertainty for everyone. And the drive to boost trade investment is losing momentum. So this is all Trump. Literally, they're talking about Trump here, and they're not saying his name directly, but it is. And then Xi kind of repeated, this is from President Xi now of China. He says, at the present, the world is undergoing changes unseen in a century, and these transformations are accelerating. The international situation is intertwined with turbulence and transition. Turbulence is like, you're on the plane and it's like kind of bumpy and things are changing. And then he's just saying basically that Asia Pacific development are on the rise. So, and this is sort of why you have APEC is important. Like a lot of these countries are developing and, becoming more important to the world. And the big thing that people were commenting as well, they could sense, I felt really proud of the Koreans. I live here, and I've been here for a long time. I'm not Korean, I want to make that clear, but I live here. This is my home. I'm married to a Korean, of course. And I was just really, really happy for Korea. I think it's a big win for Korea.
Yeah, and it's happy to show the Gyeongju. Because, people always think about Korea as Seoul.
Right,
Sometimes Busan or Jeju.
Sometimes.
But Gyeongju is one of our historical cities.
Right.
So, even the first ladies, they went to Bulguksa.
Right. What is Bulguksa?
Bulguksa is one of our historical Shilla temple. It's over 12,000 years old.
Oh, it's really old.
One of their top, in the temple, that's on our coin.
Oh, okay.
1 cent coin.
Yeah. So literally everyone would know what it is. And it's interesting because to explain this to you guys, both Karen Levitt and then the other, I don't remember her name, but there's the two communication people basically for Trump's team. They were showing tons of footage of Korea. The comments from Americans and all around the world was like, this looks like Korean drama. Because basically this is what it is. It's like a historical city, and the Koreans did a really good job.
They shop where?
Yeah, we think it was the Olivia & Young, which is a popular cosmetic brand. No, actually, we do know for sure.
Olivia Young.
Yeah, the Olivia Young.
Yeah. Everybody shop there. If you come to Korea, that's the most spot you have to go.
And so it was funny because people recognize Karen Levitt, there's a lot of footage out here of walking around. She went to go have ice cream, which is really funny. They talked to her. And then I think when she went to Olivia Young, wasn't it reported she had a list of stuff or something? Or was that?
Yeah, when she went to Olivia Young, she had a list she was looking for. So, she shopped around there.
Yeah, and I mention that is because it's really important to understand tourism is real business. I mean, it's real business. It's not just tourism. The Koreans were showcasing all of their brands.
Yeah, so it's my story. One of my stories. When I had a chance to work with Bangladesh minister, so their whole team is here. One of secretary. Could you help me to go to the shop at the Olivia?
Oh, she said that.
My wife.
The secretary's wife. Yeah.
My wife gave me a list.
That's funny.
She had 30, 40 items like that.
Yeah. But that's natural, and it was funny because we watched interviews with various foreigners.
It's very popular, I guess. That's what they recommend often on the internet.
자동 통역기도 준비해놨습니다.
Saya butuh cleansing water ukuran kecil.
작은 사이즈의 클렌징 워터가 필요해요.
And they were basically, I searched on the internet, I wanted to find exactly what, is good to buy, and they were talking about how each product is for a different body part, whatever. But it's just really important because it shows that there are other brands and products, and Korea is really on the rise. And the other thing that I thought was also really funny is, people dress up in the traditional dress and stuff like that. It's just Korean stuff is cool now. and it's been, and it's really, I never, like I said, people say, think what are you talking about? It's just it's when you live here and you see the changes and you see the people coming in speaking different languages. Actually, here in Busan, many of the restaurants are multi-language. All the digital menus are multiple languages and stuff like that, and it's just normal. And then many of the restaurants, they'll speak English to the customers, and they're really, really friendly.
Why does K-pop create this powerful and inclusive community? It's because of the special principle of unity of K-pop. This is what enables people from such diverse backgrounds to come together just through the medium of K-pop. I like to compare K-pop music to bibimbap. And bibimbap is a traditional Korean dish. You gotta taste it. So you take pop, which is rice, then you put all kinds of vegetables, meat, flavorings on top, and mix it all up. And that's the bibimbap part. And K-pop is much the same. You take Korea's unique aesthetics, emotions, and production system, but you don't turn away elements of Western music like hip-hop, R&B, or EDM. Just like bibimbap, these parts all keep their unique identities, but mix together to make something new and fresh and delightful.
Bibimbap, bibimbap is, I think you can it's for American version, it's gonna be salad, right?
Yeah.
Each ingredient, you just mix it together.
Right. So in USA, when they say, we used to say melting pot, how they talk about USA, and then they change that to tossed salad, which kind of makes more sense. Mm-hmm. The reason why it makes more sense is the melting pot had the implication that we all kind of become one. Yeah. Where the salad is, each part is still separate, but it's together.
But together.
And so that was the message of BTS. And bibimbap is like all the ingredients are still separate, but they're together. And then you take multiple elements of culture. In the example of music, you can take, R&B and jazz and hip hop and, blah, blah, blah. Put it all together and then add a, Korean flavor. And that's, K-pop.
K-pop, yeah.
But it doesn't have to be like everything the same. It's just you figure out ways to mix it. And, this was just the big message of APEC is getting people to trade, knocking down barriers. And it's just really different than the Trumpy world.
Yeah, because it's more to work together.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But he just wanna by himself, all alone.
Yeah, and it's frustrating because I see it from people who live in USA, and it's something that I talk all the time on the channel, and it's hard to explain because people in America don't see it. Mm-hmm. So I always say the same thing is like, even if I agree with, say, some of the more left-leaning channels, I don't think it's great to yell, and I don't think it's great to say, I really want other group to suffer, right? That some people have that kind of weird
Because you're suffering, so if you see other people suffering, you feel better.
Yeah, it's a weird culture. So the thing with APEC, which I really like from all the dialogue, and if you want to watch, it's like really long, but everybody's there, like, Carney's there, and everyone's there in different countries, but it's the idea that we will all benefit if we're all working together.
Yeah, win-win. That's the win-win.
Yeah, and then another way to think about it too as well, because we were talking about, say, for example, we trade with New Zealand, and some countries are bigger than others, right? New Zealand's not as big as, say, the USA, right, for example, but New Zealand's gonna bring different things. So, for example, beer or wine. Just for example, because we went, true story, do you remember we went to a beer and wine festival here in Busan? We met someone from New Zealand, and we tried their wine and it was totally fine, and they're great to do business with. You can also shoot movies down there.
Sure.
And just I'm using an example of New Zealand is because every country then when you learn about them, they'll be like, hey, we have all this to offer, and you're like, wow, I didn't even know that, and then suddenly you have a more part of the world that you can trade with and make friends with.
I'd like to have 10 flavors than just one flavor of ice cream.
No, that's actually the perfect example, and and it's funny because when going back to, say, the APEC summit and all these various countries are talking to China, is essentially what you're doing is China's in a way that rich customer.
And
it kind of, it's what it is.
A lot of customers.
A lot, really a lot of customers, right? And so you're just like, hey, I want to do business with that big customer. And then, but it goes both ways. Because, you may want to buy stuff from China. You're like, you got stuff that we need. We're also a customer.
Chinese tourism.
Oh, absolutely.
They go everywhere.
Oh, absolutely. It's huge money. And it's funny because I talked this before, but we also had a Busan, it was just Busan or Korea, but I know the video I looked at, as I showed you, I think it was just Busan, but it was like a big tourism sort of summit. And they invited countries all in the world. We were just out on the weekend and they had booths set up for basically various countries. And essentially what it is, if you do this, you have to organize tour groups and flight routes.
Yeah.
And all these things in group buys of hotels. But this is, part of the setup to facilitate both business, students, people come live permanently, because what happens is that when you do this stuff, people then set up offices.
Sure.
Around the world. And actually, kind of funny, someone was mentioning from Australia that now I guess Korea's hot with Australians to come for vacation.
Actually, it's not that far.
Yeah,
and plus, the weather is opposite.
Oh, right.
So
Yeah,
Korea's winter,
right.
Australia's summer.
Right.
Their winter, we are summer.
Right,
so
right,
it's
right.
good to visit when you're cold. You want to visit you're warmer.
Actually, you bring up a really good point of like, say, that's a really good example of trade. Like, it might say if you're in your home country and it's cold, I trade you. I want to go somewhere warm, right? That's like a perfect thing. You know, it's like you have something that I don't have. You have warm weather. I need to go there, right?
Yeah.
And for other people, sometimes, for example, I really like skiing, but I can't ski in my home country, so I come. So that's a really good example. I always talk about tourism because it's just, I think it's on my mind because it's just so noticeable here in Busan. It's like really noticeable.
Increased really fast.
Yeah, they're on a record year this year.
그리고 우리 공동의 미래를 위해 건배를 제의하겠습니다.
In inheriting the spirit of this ancient capital, I would like to propose a toast to cooperation in and success of APEC, as well as our common future.
잔을 들어주시기 바랍니다.
Please raise your glasses.
건배!
Cheers.
How happy I feel to give you positive news from Korea and that people are building bridges and not burning bridges of what Trump is up to, and that's sort of where we're at. And then, you know, even off to the not the main news, but just seeing the First Lady of Korea introduce, you know, the various spouses of like, hey, this is food, this is clothes, this is the history, and people look pretty happy because like basically it's, you know, because you're Korean, so you know, to the dramas or maybe grew up with it all your life, but if you're a foreigner and you've never been to Korea and you've been watching dramas like, you know, for 10 years or whatever, and then you get to visit a temple and they get to tell you about the temple and you feel like you're in the drama. So for many people, that's like super cool. And even for us, it's super cool. I mean, we go to these things, they're really quiet actually. I'm the loudest person there to be honest, but so there's that. So anyway, so I just wanted to share some thoughts from APEC and, thank God Trump is gone and he needs to go home. So
But he's very happy right now.
Trump?
Yeah, he's very happy. He got the golden crown and put this the front line of the Trump the White House museum.
Yeah, there's that. And actually, it's funny that you brought that up. We give him a crown and a necklace. Do you know what Korea got back in return?
Yeah, the baseball bat and the ball.
Yeah, and it was signed by some sort of player from the DC team, but it didn't really make any sense to be frank. But that's what we got. We got a baseball bat. So there you go. Do appreciate your time, everyone. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you all in the next video. So bye.